everybody, it's Marcy Regan here, and I have had a cue to come in here to help you navigate through 2018 and the energies that we have to navigate actually right now. So I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes before I kind of get going, just to give people a bit of a chance to join me. Hi Lisa, hi Inga. And why, maybe you've been feeling it actually. Maybe you've been feeling it. Maybe you've been feeling, I certainly have been feeling it since the end, since around the mid-December actually, that it feels like the end of 2017, it has been, the image I'm getting is, you know, when you've got the sea, this big sea that's coming and the waves are moving in and out, and it's been carrying all the dirt and all the debris that has been deep in the depth of the ocean, and now this is coming up to the surface and you're having to clean it up. And my advice to you, please, please, please do not resist this. Do not resist this opportunity, because as we've gone into the beginning of 2018, the month of January, I have found anyway, for myself and in fact my clients, that I'm being called to take my time to ease into the year, to get a sense for the year, to get a sense of what I want to create. And I think the same goes for you. And so the guidance that's been coming in, hi Donna, for me to share with you is, and I've said this before actually in another live video that I've done, this is really, really important, because when I sat down before I did this Facebook Live to say, okay, what do you want me to say? What you did last year, you can't do this year. And we're all being called to do things differently. And what I feel the big calling is to really create, look at how you're spending your day and to create a very different day and different rituals. Because, you know, what we're doing every day, they're actually rituals. And I'd like to ask you and challenge you, how are they working out for you? And the other thing to realize, that up to now, it's like, particularly, this is kind of a lot to do with, for women, because I probably work with women 99.9% of the time. What I'm seeing is that women know an awful lot, but they actually don't do anything with it. And this year, you're going to have to do something with it, because you are here to make a difference. You are here to embody. This year is about embodiment of the divine feminine. So 2017, you'd have heard, in fact, even the last 2 years, you're hearing an awful lot about divine feminine. Now, if you said divine feminine energy and oneness and the balance of the divine feminine, divine masculine 3 years ago, they'd think, lock her up. But actually, everybody is talking about this divine feminine energy. And what is this divine feminine energy? This divine feminine energy is where a woman really starts to tune into her wisdom, believes in it 150%, even though it mightn't make any sense. And the other big change for this year is that what you have been most likely doing is going outside for the guidance and calling it in. But this year, you need to go inside. You need to go inside for the guidance. And to do that, you really need to shift your mindset, shift your energy, be completely grounded into Mother Earth on a whole new level, and be fully connected, and bringing the energy down and the energy up, meeting in the heart. And then it's like, boom, Boom. So I just see the few people have joined. Yeah, so Lisa, you've been feeling the same, trusting and staying patient. So, yeah, so we're being really tested on the patience. Now, I always say the unknown is where God lives. So when I'm in the unknown, I really love that place. I don't fear that place because I know that this is where the divine are really working their magic. And I see this as being like music. So when it's music is created between the spaces of the notes, and magic, divine magic, can can really come in fully. And the other thing that I'm seeing is that up to now we've been gifted free will, but there's only so much free will that you can have, because if you're not using this free will, the divine will is actually coming in and literally taking over where you just really don't have a choice. And I really feel that this year is very much about that. It is really about divine will now, because they can't wait for you anymore to be fiddling around and telling yourself why you're not stepping up and being fearful and thinking you're not good enough and all the excuses that are under the sun. Begone the excuses. The excuses, there is no room for excuses. Okay. 2018, you're in the game. You're like planted in the game. And it feels like, when you're in, it feels like the image I'm getting as I'm talking is like a football pitch. And each of us, to win the game, all the players need to be in their positions, and all the players need to um, play, need to pass the ball, need to defend, need to move, need to encourage. And this is really very much what we are being called to do now. To literally, there's no more staying in the sidelines. There's no more, there actually isn't even a lot of time of reflection. So what would be really useful for you is to really start just bringing to mind about how you could create something differently. What rituals would you like to create? So for me, for example, I have I've been also feeling the need, because the energy is so, it's a bit self-contradictory. It's so powerful, steady, that the power almost is not letting me move anywhere, so that I'm the conduit of this huge energy that's coming in, that I'm to pass on to you here watching this Facebook Live, and to the clients that I'm working with on a one-to-one and in my group programs. And there is a lovely sense of peace and joy in the not movement. So I put a post that was a completely guided post the other day about something about like standing still, so that you're available. And I say that a lot to my clients, like, if you want more clients, the conditioning has been that you've got to do and be busy, be awful busy. And actually what's happening is, when you're immersed in the busyness, a client that you're meant to work with will tune in, will come in to your energy, and they'll steady and ready, Sarah, I love it. And what they'll do is that they'll feel your busyness, and because they're not in a very steady place, they won't make a decision, or they'll delay getting in touch with you, and you're not serving your client. But if you're steady, if you're confident, if you're connected, when they connect in with you, they'll actually be able to connect with you and feel you, and go, oh my God, I want to have a conversation with this person. And I have sold programs, filled programs, with no sales page, with what I've sold in December anyway, 5 places with just 3 emails. and the remainder 2 were 5 more emails and no sales page. And I fully believe how that happened. To be honest, actually, I don't really sell anyway, because this kind of work that I do, you can't sell it. It's a calling, and it's really about showing up and being available. And I think any of you that are doing energy work in any shape or form, don't sell. It doesn't work. People are sick of selling anyway. People are tired of the whole marketing crap. What they want is they want real people. They want to be told how it is. They want to get a flavor of what it's like to work with you. And this work that we do is not for the faint-hearted, because we go deep. There's no pussyfooting around when someone comes to work with me. That's why I will not work with anybody unless I have a discovery call. And I have noticed that I'd have 3 people that say, yes, Marcy, I'm ready. But I actually go in and I tune in and I check to see what they say and what they mean. Is it in alignment? And there's at least 1, if not 2 of them out of the 3 are not ready. And so then when if the person isn't ready and you work with them, they're not going to get the benefit, the full benefit that is possible when someone comes into your energy. So I really feel this year is about doing things differently. So one of the things that I'm doing is I've started going to the gym and having a personal trainer. So it's every Monday, 9 o'clock, every Friday, 9 o'clock for an hour. So it's really, I feel the rituals are regular. So now I know every Monday and every Friday at 9 o'clock, every single week, I'm going to be doing that. Then it's the same for my client days that I'm working. It's going to be between certain time frames, so that I know that creates steadiness, stability, and it makes you actually more available. So this would be a very different way that I would have worked last year. So if this is kind of resonating with you, then I would really recommend you to tune in yourself. It was funny, actually, one of the Academy members was saying to me, Marcy, what do you mean when you say tune in? So tuning in, there's 2 things. Tuning in is connecting with yourself and taking the time to say, what's going on with Marcia? What's going on with Linda? What's going on with Sarah? What's going on with Lisa? What's going on with you watching this Facebook Live? And taking the time to get to know your energy. What is your yes? What is your no? What is your maybe? What is your pause? What is your procrastination? So getting to feel into who you are, what this body that is here to guide you is telling you, is what's your senses. And this is really, really important, because you do know, but you don't give yourself, you haven't probably either the full confidence, so you need to be double checking, or you haven't taken the time to get to know what your cues are, or you haven't done the inner work and the channel isn't free. Because to connect fully with who you are, you have to clear what you aren't. You have to clear all the conditioning, all the mind stuff, all the emotional stuff, all the physical. I'm seeing an awful lot lately. I would work on a lot of the female lineage, and I would be working with the person and their ancestors, and then I would see a whole crowd of women, souls spirits coming in, asking to be healed as well, taking the benefit of that healing, because they need that female lineage clearing of all the conditioning that is not true for a divine feminine woman in her power, and balanced with the divine masculine. So there's an awful lot going on behind the scenes that we don't see, but it doesn't mean it's not happening. So what I wanted to do tonight was to come in and um, do a bit of a clearing, and then to invite you, um, if you feel called, to do a little bit of um, oh, is my picture pixelated? I don't know, check and see, because I noticed that the other day. I must check that. But anyway, so what, if you feel called, what I would invite you to do is to consider having a one-on-one session with me. I don't usually do one-on-one one-offs, but I'm feeling people are needing it. And this one-on-one session is a 2-hour session. It's a clearing, it's a realignment, and it's exploring and creating a package as a minimum, at least one, and pricing so that you can actually go out and offer and spread the word about what you're here to do this year. Not what you were here to do last year, what you're here to do this year. So if you feel called to do that, then drop me a message on Facebook Messenger or at marcy@glowyourtruecolors.com, and we'll just have a quick chat of like 15 minutes to tune in, because I'll actually know I'm quite good now at this because I do it so often, to see if this really is for you. So this is quite interesting, because I'm seeing here in the thread that the colors are changing. So there's definitely the energy at the moment. It's very, very, very high, very quick. And I really feel that if you want to be moving in the right direction, then this could be something to kind of get you where you need to be, and anchored and embodied into this balance, divine feminine, divine masculine. So that's enough of talking. So let's now go into the energy work. So I just want you to lean back. Oh, thanks, Melanie and Lisa. So let's take a breath in, and on the out breath, surrender. And take another breath in. And I just want you to acknowledge yourself, where you are right now. Because where you are right now wasn't where you were last year. So it's really important to acknowledge that. And on the out breath, surrender. Oh, and the next breath, I just want you to take a breath in, and I just want you to acknowledge what you're ready for this year. What are your wishes? What are your dreams? What are your desires? What are you available for? Like the first thing that comes into your head. And on the out breath, surrender. Okay, so I'll tell you what I'm getting here. So right now, what we're going to work on is there's a gap between where you were in 2017 and even where you were like yesterday, but where the divine wants you to be in 2018. So actually, I've been told here, just guidance is coming in, that I'm to bring the gap closer, so that eventually there'll be no gap for you, and you'll get to know what oneness is, and you will be fully aligned to your greatness, which is very much part of 2018. So all right, so now what I want you to do is I want you to bring your attention to your solar plexus, and I just want you to feel this energetic pull from your solar plexus down into your sacral, into your hips, down your legs, into your feet, down into the floor, through the rocks and lava, and down into the heart of Mother Earth. Drop down into the heart of Mother Earth, deep, deep into the Mother Earth, the pure love, her loving, grounded, nurturing, presence. Okay, yeah, so trust is a big, 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 big thing this year. And so what I've been told here is I just want you on this for this call to go into the energy of Mother Earth's trust. Now, I'm actually feeling quite emotional, and I don't know about you, but this is something really beautiful, really beautiful. Just feel the trust. Trust yourself, trust in the spirit, trust in Mother Earth, trust in abundance, trust in love, trusting money that it's coming in, trusting that there is more than enough clients out there for you, trusting, oh right, and trusting you're exactly where you need to be. And tonight you are going to receive more. Yeah, there's more where that came from. Trust. So I just want you to imagine the you that has complete trust. So this trust that I can describe to you, because I've actually, trust has been a big thing for me throughout the academy, actually, because I didn't have a sales page. I actually went through against all the structures. And how I did that was unfloundering trust in myself and the divine source and the guidance, even though it made no sense in some instances. But I fully trusted and owned it. And so I want you to bring that in. So I said at the beginning of this call that the 2018 energy is not to go out, it's to go in. So I want you to bring in this trust that Mother Earth is giving you, is showing you. And I want you really now to see, is there a color that you could associate with this feeling that you've got? And I'd love you now to anchor that trust and color into every vibe of your being, every cell, every atom, every layer of your skin. Your whole neurological system. So there's a rewiring taking place, because I said again, it keeps on coming in there. I'm saying it about 50 million times. You get the message. What you did last year is null and void. You need to do things completely different. And actually, of course, it makes sense now. This is why they wanted to trust. This is why trust is so important. Of course, trust. Okay, so as that's percolating inside you, we're just going to call in pure absolute divine love to descend down from the heart of source right now, right through our whole bodies, cells. Okay, and this pure divine liquid energy light is coming in, and the word that I'm getting here is expansion. Expansion, 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 expansion. Do you feel this expansion? Expansion. Okay. So, the clothes that you have been wearing are too small, too old, and I want you to take off the your clothes, metaphorically. Okay, the shield. It feels like the cloaks that you've had for your soul is too small. Get rid of it right now. And I'm getting bare all here. So vulnerability, like, is being vulnerable is part of a woman. And the more that you embrace this, the more you will embrace the divine feminine. And a woman that is vulnerable. Vulnerable, by the way, is you've got nothing to hide. What you see is what you get. You're raw, you're strong, you're rebellious, you're you've got a force. You could be a force to be reckoned with, a force to be reckoned in love, in fire, in freedom, in passion. This expansiveness. So it's at the knees. I'm just waiting for it to get to the feet. So be be with this. Be with this. Nearly there, nearly there, nearly there. Okay. Now release. Release. One more time. Release. And you're releasing anything that was keeping you small. And now I want you to get new clothes for your bigger, brighter, glowing soul. Yes. Dance with your soul. Dance with life. Bring in more joy. What brings you more joy? What will wake you up? What lights you up? What lit you up yesterday and last week and last year will not light you up today, because we're in a new dawn, a new way. And I really feel, actually, on this live, on this call, there has been a complete shift. And this is why things had to slow down to quicken up. Just because you're pausing, just because it's not going as quick. We live in a society of quickness, and it's not. If you look at nature, how long that waits for the buds, well, first of all, when the leaves fall off the trees, when it's bare, raw, vulnerable, taking a rest, going within, relaxing, reflecting. And now I really feel like from the 22nd of December, when it gets that bit brighter each evening. We are now, and I've even noticed this evening, like, it was still bright. I was getting bright at it was still bright about 5:15. I'm like, oh, I'm loving this. I'm loving the brightness, the openness. And so the buds are opening up, and then it goes into a full flower, and then it blossoms, and then it's radiance. And this is how we are. So now I want you to embrace your expansive soul with your newer clothes that allow you to move, that allow you to live without limitation, because limitation does not exist. There are no limits to you, only what you put on yourself. That's a good one. There are no limits to you, only what you put on yourself. And tonight, as a result of this healing, you have a whole new set of cards to play with. You have a whole new wardrobe to dance around with this bright, radiant, expansive, limitless soul that you are. That you are. Wow, they were meaning business tonight. So I want you to take a breath in now, and I want you to acknowledge yourself now, right now. And now I want you to start getting a sense for you now and what you're feeling. If you want to put a few comments in the chat box, how are you feeling now in comparison to when I started talking at the very beginning? Because this is how you're going to be called to navigate through 2018 and navigate the energies. See if there's any comments. Hold on a minute. Not very good on the old comments. Seeing them, I mean. Hi, Juliet. I just see you joined. I want to welcome you. Okay, so now cross your hands over your knees to ground and anchor that in. And I'm just going to actually pull a card. And I'm actually, so Lisa feels lighter. I still feel the energy shifting. Yeah. So let that energy, that will shift itself. It's just like the body is actually getting used to the new energy. Yeah, constant grounding. Right, yeah. Oh, so there's a card now after jumping out. Hi, Maria. You have to watch this, Maria, because this has been really, really good for you, Maria. Steadier. Nicola, steady is coming in a lot. I'm getting in my sessions, the word steady is coming in for a lot of my clients. Sarah, you've said powerful. Yeah, but you are powerful anyway, Sarah. So this is so interesting. So the card that after this, the card that literally jumped out is 3 of Spring. And it's plan your next steps with an eye to the long term. Have patience. There are more good things to come. Satisfaction from a job well done. Right, so this violet color here, if you look actually at the wings and the violet, beautiful violet dress that she has on there, the fairy. And so what this is that that color violet, this two kind of colors, kind of more of a magenta kind of a color there, and then you've got the deep violet. So the meaning of this card really from a color point of view is that the violet is saying that you are destined for success. So if you'd any doubt whether you're watching the replay or watching this live, you can bin your doubts of whether you can be successful at what you're doing. You can. This is telling you you can, and you can do it in 2018. The reason that I'm saying this, and I'm very strong on this one, is because the magenta color is business acumen. Now, the way for this success will not be through pushing, will not be through fear or lack. It will be through the divine, feminine, queen presence. What is that? The queen knows she's worthy. The queen takes responsibility. The queen has an authority. You are an expert. The queen is taken care of. So you look after yourself, you mind your energy, you mind your body, you mind your family, you mind your loves in your life, you mind your partner, your clients, your business. Whatever you need to mind, you mind them, but not at your expense. So this is self-care, acknowledging your sensitivity, your intuition, your wisdom, and trusting it. And I'm saying it again, it's about going within, because those two colors, the magenta contains the red, which is the grounding into the earth, the action, the fertility. The violet is your spiritual connection, your spiritual gifts, and the violet that makes up the magenta, and then you have violet again on top of that, and that really is about spirituality, psychic, sensitivity, and really knowing and using our sensitivity as our power. Power for me is empowerment, really. Okay. And when we're in our power, there's nothing more beautiful. We're steadier. We believe in ourselves more. We've got more self-worth. We're more available for miracles and abundance. And we trust that we're always taken care of. And the other thing about this year, actually, that I forgot to say, but it's just come in now, is that the sooner that you give up your need to control, or that you think you're in control, the better. Because who's in control is them up there. The divine spirit, divine source energy are in charge. Why? Because they have more knowledge, they see the potential of your soul, and they'll want more for you than you think you can have, or even that you want. So this is why, this is confirmation here from this card. So let me just have a quick read of the book. It's there, the fairy tarot cards, and the reason that I chose the fairies is because part of this year is about playfulness. So not to be serious. Like I was saying to my Ascension girls the other day, I was like, don't have anything on it. If you have a need, or you have you've something on it, then you can't actually enjoy it, and it actually it's restrictive. So if you just say, all I'm going to do here is I'm going to show up, I'm going to follow my cues, contact the people who are coming into my mind, share with them what I'm getting, and let them make up their own mind if they want in or not. And after that, you can't, to be honest, do any more, because if Spirit wants you to do this work, you need to partner with them, and they'll help you if you allow them. So, 3 of Spring. You've accomplished much, and now the hard work is paying off. So, no more need for hard work. You've done it. While you wait for your rewards to be delivered, again, to do that, you need trust. This is a good time to take a moment and ponder your next step. You need to adopt a long-term perspective. The knowledge you've gained since the beginning of your latest endeavour can be used to create even greater success in the future. It's important to have patience right now while your dreams continue to blossom. They will flourish, but it will take a little bit more time. So this is what I was showing you here, that card, and they're just explaining the fairy holds branches of the holy hawthorn of Glastonbury, which is overflowing with blooms from the divine tree planted by Joseph of Arimathea. In the Ace of Spring, she awaits the butterfly boat that will soon come to shore from Avalon, bringing with it the treasures manifested for her hard work. The additional meaning of this card is giving or receiving assurances of success, again, trust, satisfaction with a job well done, acknowledging yourself, and seeking out an exciting new adventure and business travel. That's interesting because my 2 words for me this year are adventure and consistency. So I want you to cross your hands now over your knees to ground and anchor all the words that I talked about, the energy of those words that's in the air right now, and let them sit in like coding into your body. That you integrate the healing that's taken place, whereby you let go of the old, small, worn out clothes that you were wearing that cloaked your soul, and you grew in and choose beautiful, new, bigger, limitless, pleasurable clothes. Wonderful, wonderful. And if you feel called, like I said, I don't normally offer individual sessions, but I've got guidance today that I am to offer a one-on-one 2-hour session where I do a little bit like this work, but it's much deeper. And it will be where we review everything. We review you, and we create authentic, guided package that reflects your soul purpose and the pricing that your package wants to create. And this is all done, channeled, and you participate in that. And so if that's something that you are ready for, it's normally €500, but I'm actually going to do it just for January, so it'll be $250, so 50% off. That literally, the price just came in now. So like I say, I'm not in control here at all. They are. I just do what I'm told and show up and participate and trust, and the rest literally flows. But what I know to be true is you will not be in the same place after this call. If you can see 30 minutes of how we've changed and shifted, can you imagine 2 hours of our work together? So if that feels a call for you, then I'd love to work with you, and we can set a date in the diary for February, because I actually feel that we still need the January energy to settle. We're nearly there through the turbulence really, but February feels like when the full anchored energy of 2018 will be present, and that's when I would actually do those calls. So I don't know, I need to check my diary how many I have, because I just got the guidance literally when I was doing this Facebook Live. So if you're wanting to work and take this to another level, then I'd be honored to work with you. So just private message me or email me at marcy@glowyourtruecolors.com. So my loves, have a lovely rest of the evening. It's 10 o'clock here now in Belgium, so you're nearly probably going to your beds too in the UK and Ireland. And here's to navigating 2018 with flow, ease, adventure, steadiness, power, and oneness. Take care, and remember to share this out to anybody that you feel could benefit. Bye.